Welcome back to another episode of Fishing Prof. My name's Ryan. I'm taking a break from posting some of the Alaska videos, but there'll be more of those coming up soon. And that's because I've been getting out on the water here in Northern California, having some great fishing, really beautiful days. And so today we're going to be getting out after rockfish and ling cod, and I hope you enjoy. If you do, please do click that like or subscribe button down below. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna pull out my trusty 40-gram jig on my Red Eye Phoenix 3-piece travel rod. This one's got my Penn Battle 3 5000 on it. I decided to bring out a little stronger line, not the ultralight like I did last time, since I lost a couple nice fish, presumably ling cod or cabezon, on the real light line. So hopefully we can have some good luck with these today. That felt like it got bumped. Yep, there we go. All right, that's a nice sized rockfish. Yeah, we'll count him as a keeper. Try to get a few of these in the boat, and then I might shift focus to lings, throw some swim baits, troll those around, we'll see. So I'm gonna dispatch of this guy and then drop down again. I thought we got hit on the drop there, and we did. Medium-sized rockfish. This guy will let go right away. See if we can't catch his bigger family member. There we go. Oh, did we lose it? We did. That was a hit on the drop again. There we go, fish on. Feels like another small one. Alright, we're wading through these little ones today. Find the big ones. There he goes. What a perfect day to be out. And the winds and swells are expected to build this afternoon, so definitely keeping an eye on it, actually by midday. But I was able to get out on the water by, I don't know, 6:30 this morning, I think is roughly when I pushed off. And conditions are just great right now. Ooh. There we go. Feels like it has a little more weight than the last couple. We'll see. Oh yeah, nice yellowtail. Oh, there he goes. Ah, that's too bad. I would have kept that guy for lunch for sure. Get confident and just try to hoist him in, which works 95% of the time. All right, I think I'm gonna move spots. There's definitely some fish here, but we're not having tons of action, and I've only hooked one of decent size out here. So I might go cast a swim bait around, troll it around a little shallower, see if we can't find some lings in closer to shore. I just tied on a new NLBN, so I haven't fished with that before. I'll show you it in a bit and see if we can't get something to take that. Here's this NLBN that I tied on. I'm gonna drop it down here and then start trolling it in closer to shore. Also gonna grab a snack while I'm at it. Again. Keep an eye on the depth finder for good marks and such, and we'll just keep trying. We're fishing right on a drop off here where it comes up to about 27 feet and then drops down to 68. I'm casting over the shallower part and then jigging out to the deeper part, although we've drifted right on top of the drop-off right now. There we go, it's just jigging in a new spot and hooked into something that feels solid. Certainly the biggest thing I've hooked into today. Oh, snagged a ling. All right, we will let this guy go. Well, there's this low layer of marine fog coming in. It's definitely going to impair visibility. I'm not far from the launch, so as long as I stay close to shore, it's easy to figure out where I am and where I need to be. But don't want any other boats to hit me or anything, so probably start working my way back shortly. Although as the sun's getting stronger, this may also just burn off really quickly. We'll see. Battery into the camera and drop back down with this 30-gram jig. And there we go, fish on. this guy. We are going to, or I'm going to let him go. Okay, and he's off. Let's see if we can get another one without repositioning. Hooked up on the drop again. We'll see if I can jig one up. There. Oh, I really do like to hit on the drop. There's no question about that. There we go. Fish on. Feels like it could be a keeper. There we are. I'm actually going to let this guy go. We can hopefully find some little bigger ones. It's not a bad fish, but there is no minimum size on these. Trust me, I saw people cleaning fish much smaller than that this weekend, but I've got the time to be a little bit choosy out here. I appreciate a lot of the cloud cover, at least right where I am, has burned off. There's still a little bit back towards shore, but I think with the sun getting a little higher, it's clearing out. Something hit the jig. It feels a little heavier than our typical rockfish. Making progress, slow and steady. Felt a couple head shakes, but not much more. No! Oh, you know what? I bet we hooked this guy, and yeah, I think we had the Ling cod was just holding on to it, or some type of, whether it's probably a Ling, that's my best guess. Let's see if that guy can make it down after being in the mouth for that long. Oh yeah. So I think whatever that was, I'm going to assume it's a Ling, never had a hook in it and was just holding on to that rockfish, which they're certainly known to do, and I've landed plenty of Lings that way. But this guy decided to let go as it got close to the surface. All right, another one on the drop. This one's a little more energetic. Alright, that is a perfect keeper size, so that we will. Alright, since I don't have any desire to keep them more rockfish, I'm switching over to this reasonable size NLBN swim bait. I'm going to drop this down, see if we can't get a ling cod to take it. When I was up in Alaska, I caught lots of pretty darn huge ling cod. Would not expect to find anything that big here, but would love to get some decent ones, since I've really only caught fish on the smaller size of the keeper range so far here in California. There we go. Fish on. Alright, that's what we're hoping for. If I can get this in, this will be my first fish on the NLBN. I've never tried them before. Huh. Well, that was not the target species. I'm gonna have to pull out my descender, it looks like, so I'm gonna let him sit right there while I grab my descender out. Okay. So go. Descender is hooked up, and let's get it down. Okay, down it goes. Alright, we've reached the bottom. Sorry, just trying to organize this. And then we should be able to jerk that free. And now just have to crank up the weight. And it worked. So what's pretty slick about this then is I can just release this. It's got a twist off quick attachment. Ready to fish more. Put the cork back on this. For now, I'll just leave that up here in case we need it again. Alright, we're showing good marks below us, so I'm going to drop this NLBN right back down. See if we can get something bigger. Just reached the bottom. Oh, there we go, fish on. In case you're curious, this is a South Bend fishing rod. It's called a Black Beauty 2. It is... Oh, come on! Oh, that's a bummer. That felt like a better fish than a lot of the earlier ones. Oh well, see if we can get another one. I was just saying this rod is at least 25 years old. I inherited it from my dad. It's a medium action 2-piece. I haven't actually used it for quite a long time, but decided to bring it out today. Paired up with my Pen Slammer 3500. Alright, with this wind, we're definitely starting to drift a lot faster. So I'll be repositioning regularly. There we go. That's a fish on. Make sure they got the hook set as good as possible. This one does not feel as big as the last. Snagged just a little rockfish. There it goes. Alright, move this back up, and then we'll drop down again in just a couple minutes. Well, I didn't catch anything else of note for the rest of the day, so that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do click like or subscribe. I've got more videos coming up from the California coast and Alaska in the near future. And until next time, hope you can get out and get after it.